Jojo Rabbit, Mr. Watiti or Taika?
Taika, just Taika Waititi.
Okay,
please.
Taika.
Yeah,
Jojo Rabbit, good movie. I saw it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too. That's why I made it.
Okay. So I guess let's jump into what we have to say.
Oh, what's wrong with it? You don't like it?
No.
You don't like it, is that?
No, I loved it. But yeah, I just want to talk about just some of the stuff that I loved about it. And
The Hitler part? I thought of that myself.
okay, just kidding.
Yep, it's me, the guy who made that one video on this channel.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever said my name. My name is Jeremiah. Hello, I'm here with the intern.
Yes. Thank you for joining me, Jeremiah.
But yeah, Jojo Rabbit. It's a movie. It's a movie set in the 1940s Germany.
Yes.
And it is specifically satire. If any of you have seen it, it's a comedic satire take on World War II. I wouldn't even say it's historical fiction, because it's an entirely different world in how it really was, but it's more of a satire. More or less, instead of a historical fiction film.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about Jojo Rabbit was its unique comedic take on the war, and you don't really see those types of movies. Well, I haven't seen any of those movies so far, and so Jojo Rabbit really did well in balancing the serious moments with the comedic moments. And I guess that's just one of the things I loved about it.
Yeah, it's been noticed. It's got a few nominations, or has it won a few Academy Awards yet? I don't think so.
No.
It's got several nominations.
Yes.
I know that for sure.
When you watch this movie, you can tell that this was Taika Waititi's almost passion project.
Yeah, because it almost came out of nowhere.
Right.
Really. What was the movie right before this one? What did he do right before this one?
Ragnarok?
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. But all of a sudden, it's a complete shift. It's a dynamic shift into a comedic satire, of which he's known to do with what was it, The Hunt for the Wilder People, I believe. I haven't seen that movie, but I know that's comedic in a sense. I hear that was really good too, and where it was very dramatic and emotional in some aspects.
Yeah, and Taika Waititi, as a director, he's really good at pulling off those comedic moments,
right? Yeah,
and those funny jokes, like that Hitler joke in Jojo Rabbit. Yeah,
there are multiple. Yeah.
Just a little higher.
Just a little higher.
A little higher.
Give me a little higher. Yeah, just put that up on the screen. A little higher.
Moving on, I guess, talking about the story. The characters are very well written, surprisingly well written.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, I do enjoy the motivation set forth. It's very easy to see each individual character's
right.
The kid, he wants to become this this Ubermensch, this Ubermensch guy. I mean, eventually today I become a man, that type of thing. And then his mom, it's a complete opposite of the embodiment of the ideals that Jojo has.
And, with her character she's against everything that Jojo is for, and yet because Jojo is her son, she still, doesn't hate him for it. He's blind in this blind nationalism for Germany at that time.
Yeah, he's a very impressionable young boy who wants to be part of something, and they clearly state that in the movie.
Because, he has an imaginary Hitler friend, so...
He's still a really likable character, and that's something that I really appreciate.
What I also loved was how, Jojo, his ideals clash with both his mother's and, when he meets the Jewish girl in his attic, hidden room. When he meets Elsa, who is a Jew, he starts to change, and his character really shifts from this blind nationalist Hitler-supporting boy to someone who actually realizes that what he supports is wrong. And so I've also picked up on some parallelisms, foreshadowing and symbolism and all that good stuff.
Oh, lots of symbolism, especially towards the end. So.
Yeah. What was some of that stuff that you picked up on, Shira?
I think one of the ones that hit the most was the knife, and where they were always, it's one of the things that
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they kept on like putting importance in the knife, and where Jojo's told like, yeah, this is your killing weapon. Like you're gonna spike all the Jews with this.
Right.
And, like, you know, he's into all that stuff and how violent that is. But like when it actually comes down to it, like when Elsa's like right in front of him,
Right.
like it's a really emotional scene because like this is the turning point. What was something you liked out of the things?
Well, some foreshadowing that we got to see was there's some parts in the movie where when Jojo is with his mom, there are specific shots and where he's like lying, he's like sitting down or just like standing, and then her shoes like come into frame, and it's just from the shoes.
It's just her shoes in the background.
From the shoes up.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the scenes was when they're on a bike ride, and then when they're at the pool. But then it really hits hard when
it's a really high point of the movie, actually.
Yeah.
Like there's some pop music going off too.
Right. And then the music stops, and then he looks over to where the town center, where they hanged people who are traitors to Germany, and we see her shoes, and she's been hanged. And it's in that same framing in where it's just her shoes, and we also see Jojo, and it's like
it really hits you home. It's like a hammer on the head,
And overall, Jojo Rabbit is a simple story about how hatred, especially for the Jews, was of course obviously wrong, and how hatred is not good.
And speaking of not good, even though I do love this movie, there are also some parts we don't like.
Yes. Jeremiah, what did you not like about this movie?
Yeah, Rebel Wilson's character, I have nothing against the woman. Sure, she's a comedian. I guess, like, she was kind of funny in the way that Rebel Wilson is funny.
Right.
Quotation marks. Just some acting otherwise.
Can you name just one thing that you really liked that stood out from the movie?
Sam Rockwell, I love him.
Yes,
I wish I could marry him. There's some redemption in that character.
Yes.
Honestly.
When I saw the movie, at first I thought they weren't gonna do much with him, but then near the end, I was like, oh wow, this was very, very refreshing to see.
He's a very monumental character.
Yeah.
Hats off to him.
Yeah, he was MVP. And what I liked with Jojo Rabbit is, they're Germans, but then their accents don't really fit because they weren't trying.
You don't really focus that much on being historically accurate, but you still, the suspension of belief,
Right.
You believe this is World War II in Germany, in the heart of Germany. The Schutzstaffel are everywhere, that type of stuff.
That was also a funny part of the movie, and where the Gestapo.
That was
the Gestapo.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
That was the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah, when the Gestapo just stopped by the house, and the Jew is upstairs, and then they come knocking, and
then they just go through the entire house, but before they even come in,
they go Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler. It's
they basically do it 9 times because there were 3 of them.
Yeah,
Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler.
That was great.
Heil.
The comedy, they joke about Jews, which is
funny.
Well, this is where we get demonetized. They do it in an offensive way, but it is, and it's, dare I say, funny. And it is exaggerated to an extent, but not far off.
But really, not that far off.
Because we're looking through the eyes of a boy, and he believes all this stuff because he's 8, 9, 10.
Nah, he's 12.
In conclusion, Jojo Rabbit was a nice, fresh breath of air in the comedic realm. Is that right grammar? I don't know.
a very nice breath of fresh air.
Yeah, a breath of fresh air.
It's a real nice breath of fresh air. It really wasn't something that I expected because when it came out, basically when you told me, I was like, oh, Taika Waititi is coming. It's I liked Thor Ragnarok. I heard of The Hunt for the Wilder People. I heard both were good. Well, I did watch Thor Ragnarok. But, I was kind of excited when, all that promotional stuff came out. And I don't think my expectations, they were kind of exceeded in a way, because like I had no idea what I was getting into when I first watched this movie.
Same.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be punched in the stomach.
Yeah.
Well, like it's a good movie in the way that it shows satirically
The horrors of war, but not in the fighting parts, but the fighting, in
like,
the homeland.
how dangerous an idea is, coupled with like
Propaganda
and the blind leading the blind, basically.
Right.
Basically a history class, Overall, it's basically another history lesson, but like told through Taika Waititi's lens of comedy and satire.
And he pulls it off really well. And at the end of the movie where Elsa, the Jew, and Jojo, I was say Rabbit, but Rabbit is not his last name.
No, it's not.
It's
what was it?
Betzler.
Bender?
No, Bender. That's the robot from Futurama. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit. No, stop it. No. Jojo Rabbit. No, it's not.
Stop! Just stop!
Okay, this is my third attempt.
No, Johannes Betzler.
Oh yeah, Jojo isn't even his name. No, it is. That's his nickname.
It's his nickname.
Yeah, but Johann Betzler and Elsa, after Germany was raided and they step outside for the first time, they start dancing, and Heroes by David Bowie, the German version, starts playing.
Yes.
And they start dancing, and I thought that was a really good way to end it. I felt like dancing along with them.
Yeah.
What arbitrary rating / score would you give this?
Oh,
Jeremiah?
I would give it 3 rabbits out of 3 rabbits.
Alright, cool. I'd give it 9 Hiles out of 10. In English, all I mean is it's 9 out of 10. It's a good movie. You should see it. And, the Oscars are coming up, and it's a strong contender. Once again, I'm the intern.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And you just stepped outside our mind.
Ooh.
Subscribe!